What it do, what it is, y'all? It's your girl Black Pop, aka Queen DMV, aka Queen Measy, Queen Mo, the new era, the new wave. And today I would like to talk about a topic that I felt like was swept under the rug, and I feel like it needs to be reopened because sometimes you just have to make an example out of certain situations so that the young people, the real young people, can understand that this is not what you do. This is certain things you don't play with. And I want to talk about the situation with Sexyy Red making a joke, making a meme on Martin Luther King Day. As we all know, Sexyy Red posted a meme of her and Martin Luther King on the dance floor and her enticing him in a certain way. And Bernice King spoke out about how she was offended by it. And Sexyy Red apologized, and that was that. But what was more alarming to me was the reaction that was garnished from said joke and from people almost being offended that Bernice King was offended, because 33-year-old Azalea Banks, after the joke was made, after Sexyy Red apologized, 33-year-old Azalea Banks had the nerve to go against Bernice King and be like, and make it seem as if she shouldn't be offended because Bernice King is able to receive funds off of his likeness because of selling Martin Luther King pins and pens and little buttons. And not only after that came Carlos Miller, who went ahead and made another meme after Bernice had expressed the fact that she was upset about Sexyy Red even making the meme in the first place, saying, "Don't let Bernice King see this." And that is what hurt more than the actual joke. And the message I see with Azalea Banks and Carlos Miller reacting the way they did, being that these people are actually elders in the past and older than 30 years old, is that this generation rather be respected for the bandana color that they have than their actual skin color. And the reason why I have to rehash this and make it a bigger deal, because it's bigger than her apologizing. Because when the real young people see jokes like that online, and I have to say the real young people because y'all think that 30 is the new 20 and it's not, hence to why people that was older than Sexyy Red even defended the joke. When the real young people see stuff like that, they're gonna think they're gonna get away with it because elders defended that. And it's just like, this is exactly why I'm taking my stance with saying fuck female rap now, because of shit like this. And this is also why I feel like a lot of social media comedians are not funny. I never thought you were funny.
I never found you funny.
I just thought your dumb ass was annoying.
I just found you annoying.
And y'all do anything for a number, because not only did he willingly disrespect Bernice King, he tried to justify it by using his declined comedy card, talking about, when have you ever seen a comedian apologize for a joke? And some people just need to realize it's not about trying to get a laugh. Some things are bigger than trying to get people to laugh and bigger than the numbers, because everybody was offended by that. And once again, it's more so fuck female rap, because these rap girls don't realize how powerful their vagina is, so they abuse it, and they're not self-studied enough to be on these stages. And the real reason why these rap girls love saying the phrase, "I'm that bitch, I'm that girl," you know why they love saying that? Is because deep down inside, you know you are supposed to be better than, because you're a woman. Deep down inside, you know you're supposed to be an example. And that's hence to why Carlos Miller even defended Sexyy Red, because she's a woman. You know the world follows you. You know the world does whatever you say. And saying that you didn't sign up to be a role model is just a cop-out. And this is why the entertainment industry is in the trash now. Numbers are not, because y'all basing it off of numbers and not what you actually see. And when you base it off of numbers, you get people that are going to disrespect Martin Luther King. And this is why it be the little things that bring attention to the bigger red flags. And sometimes it takes a bad joke to see where we are as a generation, because being an entertainer means you have the pulse of the universe, and you are the one who shows us where we are on a subconscious level as a generation. And sadly, this generation rather be respected for their color of their bandana than the color of their own skin tone. This generation chose gang over Martin Luther King because they see Sexyy Red walking around with that money in her hand. And this generation has gotten too caught up in money that they forgot their blackness. And it doesn't matter if everybody want to be black until it's time to be black. It's time to be black when you disrespect Martin Luther King, a man who fought for your freedom and got killed for it, and did something that you would never do. And with that, we have to make a bigger example out of certain situations. And I'm not sweeping shit under the rug because she apologized. And I don't give a fuck if Bernice King forgives you. I don't. Sometimes you gotta make an example out of people like that so that the young people can see this is some shit that you don't play with. And sometimes not forgiving somebody can lead to them actually changing, because some people actually hold a certain standard and care and conduct themselves a certain type of way that they don't play about certain shit. And even if and when she don't change, it only goes to solidify why I don't have to forgive you, because you never meant it in the first place. Unless some shit like that would have happened in Africa and you disrespected a leader who died for you to fight for your freedom, you would have got your head chopped off. Your ass would have been rolling down the street on the dirt roads of the motherland, rolling down the street, smoking Indo, and it just goes to say why we have to call out the different comparisons between Black Americans and Africans by the things that they do, because it's just about that time for people to just put their pride aside so that we can grow. And this is why saying 30 is the new 20, that's the problem right there, because 33-year-old Azealia Banks and 41-year-old Carlos Miller are the ones who defended Sexyy Red's joke. Because it was two elders who defended Sexyy Red against Bernice King, the daughter of the Martin Luther King. And I can't believe I'm saying this, because it's only a fool who has the mentality that is 10 years less than their actual age that has them doing some shit like this. 30 is 30. You are an adult. You are mature. You are not young. 30 is not young. 30 is mature. And you take away from the real young people when you try to make it seem like you're young, because you're not. Because I'm at that age where I realize every now and again I have to let certain people that are younger than me know, hey, I'm not your age. And they get it confused just because I'm sexy, young, and succulent. But at the end of the day, I know better than you because I'm older than you. So that just needs to be respected, because at the end of the day, these young people live. They look forward to being our age so that they can show us how they run shit. Because in your 20s, you're still trying to earn respect because you don't really know nothing. And as young people, y'all should be watching and y'all should be judging to see what and what not to do, because it's time for certain people of a certain age to accept that you are an elder now. And the reason why I feel like a lot of people say are trying to push 30 is the new 20 is because you don't want to grow up and you haven't learned certain things yet to call judgment in a certain way, because you're too addicted to the female rap mentality that is full with people lying about their lifestyle and lying about their age. And the reason why female rap is such at the forefront is because it's a whole bunch of creatures who create life and lead the charge and are followed after and looked at whether they like it or not. And now it's become power abuse, because it's just a baddie's mentality of violence and baby mama lifestyle. But because you're rich, you think you can get away with being that way, and it's just not true. And that's why I feel like the doors of female rap need to close down so that a new feminine can emerge. Because with social media, we have the privilege to say what needs to be said and put a name on it, because the job needs to be done. Because at some point, you have to draw the line in the sand and stand for something if you stand for anything. Because what you stand for, your morals, your values, things like that, that's what anchors you from not drifting too far into the trend of what the followers do. And for me, standing in my blackness, disrespecting Martin Luther King is where I draw the line, and where anybody who's anybody can get cut off. And I don't care if it was a joke. That's where I draw the line. That's what I don't forgive. Just like you can get expelled from school, there's certain things that you just can't come back from because you do know better. Because it's not about coming together. At this point, it's about separating yourself, making the deliberate choice to separate yourself and follow after the better example, because people choose not to be better because they're too weak. And this is why I said money is not everything, because it was the love of money to why Azealia Banks thought that she could override Bernice King's tears for the disrespect that was made to her father, the Martin Luther King. And it's because of numbers. Carlos Miller thought that he could get away with rehashing the joke after Bernice King said she didn't like it, because nobody laughed. Because they think 30 is the new 20. And Carlos, you are 41 years old. And you see, the mindset is trickling down into even that age. And as a 29-year-old elder, I draw my sword against that. And in the name of Martin Luther King, that type of behavior does not deserve forgiveness or a second chance. In the name of Martin Luther King is fuck female rap. In the name of Martin Luther King, I don't forgive you. And in the name of Martin Luther King, I'll cut anybody off, because at the end of the day, as we can see, this generation has gotten too caught up with money that they lost touch of their blackness. And when black people lose touch of their blackness, the world loses itself.